Good morning, Arizona. I'm Kaylee O'Kelly. Right now at 6 potential jurors in the Jodi Arias penalty phase retrial are heading to court, but can both sides find an unbiased jury? Also this morning, new video of an infamous Valley business owner allegedly chasing a customer with a knife.
Downed power lines in Glendale this morning have a major intersection closed. We'll take a closer look at the storm damage from Saturday and the repairs that are underway.
Arizona, it's a Monday morning. We hope that you made it through that storm on Saturday. Okay, that was amazing.
That was a whopper. Monsoon
Yeah.
2014 going out with a bang.
I'll tell you. And then all of a sudden, yesterday was one of the most beautiful days we've had in forever.
It was like the start of fall.
It was.
Yeah, Mother Nature's got her own little schedule going, apparently. We had a big fall storm roll through, but it was kind of interacting with some monsoon moisture still over our region. So we're going to count that rainfall as part of the monsoon, but the monsoon, that is going to be the end of it for us. This morning, all is dry and much cooler out there. Check out Buckeye, 57 degrees this morning. It is 61 in downtown Phoenix and 64 in Tempe, 63 right now in Chandler, and 60 as you head out the door in Glendale. Some of the coolest temperatures we have seen around here in quite some time. Clear skies and a gorgeous sunrise going to happen about 20 minutes from now. We're going to take our time warming up. 76 by 10 a.m., 82 by noon today. Clear skies, lots of sunshine and mild temperatures. A high this afternoon of 89 degrees.
Well, at 6:01, we've got a few things that we need to give you a heads up on. We have moved into the thick of the rush hour on the I-10 on the west side of town. Average speeds in some spots have dropped into the 20s from 75th Avenue in through downtown. You're looking at a 15-minute ride. Also, to the bottom end of the I-17, you are going to see brake lights from the I-10 transition around that Durango curve over to 16th Street. And also, too, while we're in this area, watch out for a crash. This one just popped up on our board, 35th Avenue and Lower Buckeye.
Steven said he doesn't want to look at his brother's murderer anymore. If I get life, he won't have to. Either way, I'm going to spend the rest of my life in prison. It'll either be shortened or not.
Jodi Arias pleading for her life last year during her murder trial, but now a new jury will decide life or death. Today, jury selection gets underway in the penalty phase of the Arias murder trial. It's not an easy task, and it's going to take some time as well. Javier is outside where all the action is going to take place. Plus, this time around, Javi, it's going to be a lot different, isn't it?
A lot different indeed, especially from the media coverage standpoint. Now, there are already upwards of 300 prospective jurors expected to be screened, and possible jurors for the Jodi Arias penalty phase murder trial here. You know, this is a trial that has been followed closely across the globe, and someone who's followed it very closely is Jen Wood. She's with the Trial Diaries here, and as I mentioned earlier, here we go again.
Here we go. It's very exciting. Today is the opening day for jury selection, so it's the beginning of the end.
It's the difficult task of trying to find an impartial jury here, because so many people have watched this very closely over the past couple years. Do you think the 300 will be sufficient?
I have a feeling they may have to call more. I mean, I've seen other trials where they've called more potential jurors, and this is the Jodi Arias trial. It's huge. Everybody knows about it. They may end up calling more jurors, but it's supposed to go about 2 to 3 weeks, so they will know if that'll have to happen soon.
There's no media coverage as far as video is concerned. That was kind of to get away from the circus-like atmosphere we saw before with the trial. Do you think that will accomplish that?
No, I do not. I think it's going to be even more of a circus atmosphere. I think more people are going to be trying to get in. I know lots of people that are flying out here to attend the trial because they can't watch it from their living room.
When the jurors in the past murder trial, when they were questioned and asked why they weren't okay with giving her the death penalty, some of them said that everything just didn't match up. Even though she was evil, even though she admitted to doing some of these things, do you think they can, all 12 jurors, find that she should face the death penalty, she should be put to death for this crime?
It really depends on how the state's going to present their case this time around. I know they have more things they can say. Jody's done interviews since she was convicted of first-degree murder. She's done auctions and charities trying to get money. I think that a lot of that may work against her in this retrial.
Really quickly, does she take the stand this time?
I do not think so.
No?
I think that the defense team probably has realized that was a mistake. Whether Jody decides to do it or not, I'm not sure, but I don't think so.
Yeah, because after all, she does control a lot of this. Thank you very much, Jen Wood, with the trial diaries, and we'll cover this gavel to gavel. And something interesting this time around, we will be live tweeting, so make sure you follow 3TV because we can't air the video, we can't air the trial, we will be live tweeting this one. It's expected to be another circus-like atmosphere, lots of twists and turns. Scotty?
Javier, thank you for that. Well, don't expect the jury selection for this to go fast. One legal analyst we caught up with says it could take weeks to find an unbiased jury. Listen.
You're going to get jurors that are going to know something about this case, that have seen or heard something about this case. The real question becomes, can those jurors put all of those things that they've heard and seen aside and base their decision on life or death based on what they hear in court?
Well, stay with 3TV for continuing coverage of the Arias penalty phase retrial, and you can always find updates at azfamily.com or on our free mobile app.
A 20-month-old little girl fighting for her life this morning after she was found floating in her family's pool. This happened at a home in Mesa near Guadalupe and Dobson. Mesa Fire tells us the girl's mother was home with 2 other kids, all under the age of 5, and lost track of the little girl.
Was unaccounted for possibly 10 to 15 minutes. The child made its way somehow out of the home, possibly into the garage, and then there's a potential that the garage door on the side was open, which leads to the backyard.
And the family started CPR, and the girl was rushed to Cardin's Children's Medical Center in critical condition. Paramedics were able to get her pulse back. Firefighters say that there was a pool fence at that home. They don't know if the gate was closed or not.
New this morning, the Santan Valley man already accused of sexually assaulting more than a dozen girls will be indicted on another charge. Tyler Cost heads to court this morning for a 3rd indictment. The 18-year-old already faces 30 charges of sexual misconduct with several minors. Also this morning, MCSO deputies investigating after a man is found dead in the desert. Deputies say they received a call about a naked body. They found that man near the interstate in Gila Bend, and right now deputies believe the hot weather could be to blame here. His name has not yet been released.
Well, just in case you were out of town this weekend, oh boy, here's what you missed. A monster of a storm that pounded the valley on Saturday. This morning, cleanup still underway. Some major roadways closed because of this and all those trees that were downed. Gina Maravilla is going to help you get around the road closures, but first let's get out to Jill. She's at an intersection where there is a ton of damage, 59th Avenue and Greenway. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. If you take a look along the roadways here, there are just all sorts of downed power lines, making this a very dangerous area for any people to be out near. So this is why they have it entirely blocked off, because look at the extensive work that is currently underway. These crews have been out here around the clock, I'm told, ever since this storm just really packed quite a punch in this area on Saturday. Now, there's not only power lines that were knocked out over here, but in different areas across the valley, and we know of more than 1,000 people that are still waking up in the dark this morning. We've also seen lots of trees that still have yet to be cleared from some roadways and also across sidewalks, so you want to be careful as you make your way around town this morning, because there is just an overwhelming amount of work to be done, not to mention the flood damage that some people are dealing with in certain parts of town. People that we've been speaking with say they've just really never seen anything quite like this.
He was out looking through his window, and that's when we started hearing it crack and the branches were flying. I'm like, yeah, we need to get away from the window, so we did.
Reminds me of hurricane stuff. It's weird because this is Arizona. It shouldn't, should just be hot, not all stormy.
Yeah, typically when people think of Arizona, unless they actually live here, they think that it is just hot, but we can see firsthand that these storms that come through here can be quite powerful, and that's why we're dealing with all this extensive damage out here in Glendale this morning. As I mentioned, this intersection is entirely blocked off. There is no way that you can get through here in any direction. So for some alternate routes, we're going to send things over to you, Gina.
The pictures are amazing, Jill. Thank you so much. So let's go ahead and map out exactly where Jill is. Just as she said, Greenway and 59th Avenue. Expect the intersection to be shut down through the day, through the night. We'll keep you updated when it does indeed open. But your best alternates move up to Bell Road, down to Thunderbird, 51st Avenue. Also 67th Avenue would work as alternates to get around that closure there. Also, too, SRP saying that they've got crews out at Glendale and 27th Avenue also there working to repair power lines. So use caution if your travels take you through that area as well.
Gina, thank you. Hey, ASU is out of this week's AP Top 25 poll. I think those of us who saw the game saw this coming. The Sun Devils falling from grace after last week's brutal 62-27 loss to UCLA. The Sun Devils also dropped from number 12 to 24 in USA Today's coaches poll. ASU getting ready to take on USC Saturday.
Yeah, that one hurt.
Big time. Well, he is accused of beheading one woman and stabbing another.
Today, prosecutors plan on charging him with murder. We've got the latest out of Oklahoma right after this quick break.
Also ahead, shocking new video of Amy's Baking Company. The owner, well, he says he's following the person out of his restaurant. Other people are saying he chased him out. We're going to talk about that as well.
And we've got breaking news. Chopper over garage fire. This is in Peoria. We don't have any reports of any injuries, but you can see quite a bit of damage there. This is Deer Valley and 83rd Avenue.
And I'm Heidi Goite. It is National Coffee Day. I'm going to tell you where you can get your caffeine fix and help out a good cause, and it's only going to cost you $1.
Nice hot cup of coffee sounds good on a cool, crisp morning like this. Yeah, we've got a big change out there. How long is it going to last? The answer coming up.
Cowboy sings a sad song. Every rose has its thorn. Yeah, it does.
Well, at 6:14, I'd like to dedicate this song to my friend April. It's a song from 1989, and that's probably what the high's going to be today, right, Ape? Every rose has its thorn. Little Brett Michaels, you know he's a Scottsdale resident. Hey, good morning to you. Don't know what you listen to on your drive-in, but hopefully it's something that puts you in a good mood. We are moving into the rush hour on the I-10. You're going to see brake lights anywhere from 83rd Avenue in through that I-17 stack transition, and so make sure you plan accordingly. One accident we need to give you a heads up on. It's going to be on the 101 in the East Valley, specifically in Scottsdale. 101 northbound at Indian Bend. ADOT has it listed as blocking the HOV lane. You're going to see a tap of the brake lights right there in that area. That's a check of your traffic. And you know what, April, today's the kind of day you want to roll down your window. Are you laughing at the 1989
Because I just tripped
dedication?
walking up here. No, it's not you, it's me.
It's such a beautiful morning. You roll down your window. I love to stick my hand out the window, you know. And this is a great day. Never mind the walk for the dog. Go for a drive and let them. Why are you laughing at me?
I'm sorry, it's just Monday.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Let them stick their nose in the wind.
I like that idea. Yeah, it's gorgeous out there. Get out and enjoy it for sure. Everyone has been asking me, is this going to last? Is this going to last? Well, yes and no. Our nice, cool mornings like this are actually going to stick around. It's going to warm up just a little bit on these overnight lows, but not much. We're going to continue to feel like fall around here from here on out, basically, for the nighttime and morning hours. But the afternoons are going to start to warm up. What a gorgeous sunrise out there. Official sunrise time is at about 6:21 this morning. Let's talk about your bus stop forecast. It's a little bit cool out there this morning. We've got valley temperatures that have dipped to the low 60s in some spots, and in fact Buckeye has even dipped to the upper 50s this morning. Clear and cool. Will be nice and slow warming it up today. In fact, I think we'll be in the low 80s by the lunchtime hour. It's cool across the state though. Check out these current temperatures. Flagstaff has dropped to freezing this morning, and I do believe that's the first time this season. 55 in Sedona, 45 this morning at Payson, and 44 in Prescott, 70 this morning in Bullhead City. So we've got a little bit of rain still coming down in the far northern portions of the state. The valley, we're going to stay dry today, but these showers are going to continue to impact northern and perhaps northeastern Arizona today as well. Thunderstorms are possible with this as well. Kind of a little last gasp, though, from this storm. When you look at the radar here, see this area right here? There's just a little bit during this loop right here where it turns over to pink. That's a rain-snow mix. Now, it's not snowing, but it's trying to snow as those temperatures have dropped to about freezing. There's very little moisture there. We're not going to pick up any snow on the ground or anything, but just wanted to show that to you. First time we've seen that this season as well. Here's our big area of low pressure. It continues to work its way through the west. However, we're kind of on the southern fringe here of this. So again, northern Arizona may get a few showers from this before it moves on out, but the rest of the week is looking very quiet. And today we're going to be quiet in the valley and much cooler as well. 89 degrees for your high. Normal high for this time is 95, and we are going to head back there, but it'll take us a couple days, so get out and enjoy that. 67 tonight for your overnight low, clear and cool. Then for tomorrow, we'll take it to the low 90s. In fact, low to mid 90s by Wednesday. We'll take a look at your 7-day forecast coming up.
Sounds good, April. Thank you. 6:17 on this Monday morning. Here's a look at some of the stories we are following outside the valley. More than 150 protesters gathered to march outside the Ferguson Police Department, and this comes just a day after shots unrelated to demonstrations were fired at 2 area police officers, actually hitting one of them. Meanwhile, media organizations say the city of Ferguson is demanding high fees for copies of records relating to the death of Michael Brown. Under Missouri law, those documents would normally be free. Police in Arkansas have issued an arrest warrant for Aaron Lewis, and he is wanted in connection to the disappearance of realtor Beverly Carter. She told her husband Thursday that she was showing a home, but when he didn't hear from her, he went to the home and found it open with her purse inside and her car in the driveway. Officers had taken Lewis into custody yesterday after a traffic accident, but when they took him to the hospital, he ran away. And a couple of skydivers are dead after they crash in Massachusetts. Officials believe the skydivers jumped in tandem intending to land in a grassy field near the airport. However, they apparently overshot the airport, crashing into a barn. Ambulances took the two to a nearby hospital where they later died. Police say the crash is still under investigation.
I know what they're saying that he done, but I'm going to tell you this. That's not my son.
Today, a man accused of beheading a woman from Oklahoma will be officially charged. This all started when Alton Nolan was fired from his job at a food processing plant last Thursday. Later that day, he went back, attacking the first people he saw using a knife to sever the head of a woman in the front office. He also stabbed another woman several times. Police say Nolan had a Facebook profile under a different name with posts appearing to support Islamic radicals. Members of the mosque he attends describe the recent convert as distant, quiet, even odd.
You could tell that he was different from everyone else. But as far as violence, we never saw it coming.
He is expected to be charged with first-degree murder.
High fees at ATMs these days, keeping a lot of folks away. According to a new survey by Bankrate, out-of-network ATM fees jumped another 5% to a new high. On average, customers were charged $4.35 per transaction. ATM fees have skyrocketed 23% over the past 5 years. Ladies, here's something to think about as you choose what to wear this morning. New study by a British supermarket chain finds women like to start out the week in black.
Really?
See?
Okay.
And then lighten up as the week goes on. Researchers say women choose brighter clothing later in the week as their moods improve in anticipation of that crazy wild weekend.
Yeah, because they are wild
yes,
and crazy.
You started your Monday
How
with black.
funny is that?
You lived up to this.
I did. Well,
thank you for that.
To go on. It is 6:21. Boy, the battle for governor is really heating up around here. We're talking about the debate the candidates are gearing up for and how you can watch it.
Also good news, beer lovers, Bud.
What?
Up next in health news, we gotta work on
We
that.
really
That was a
do.
little
It was lame.
high.
It was lame.
Bud.
Why?
Sir.
Still
The new
lame.
Their new research says it's actually good for your brain. Well, the death toll following a volcano eruption in Japan has gone up. In fact, this morning, 5 more bodies were found near the summit of Mount Antake, bringing the total presumed dead to 36. 8 bodies were removed from the mountain today. But recovery efforts were stopped because toxic gases and ash are still spilling out of the active volcano. So far, 12 bodies have been recovered.
6:25 now. Pediatricians say IUDs or hormonal implants are best when it comes to birth control for sexually active teenage girls. The American Academy of Pediatrics adds condoms should also be used every time teenagers have sex for protection against sexually transmitted diseases and to boost chances of preventing pregnancy.
Well, if you had a few beers over the weekend, you may have helped your brain cells because a new study found one flavonoid found in beer helps cognitive function. In fact, researchers say it is the same one found in red wine, which also, they say, improves your memory. However, the study was done using an unhealthy amount of beer. So researchers don't recommend adding more booze to your diet just because of this, but finding foods that have similar antioxidants.
Those are the foods I guess we need to offer then.
What is a unhealthy amount of beer?
A case of beer, probably on your own.
There you
Probably not such a good idea,
All
but
right.
you know, do 10 or so, you'll be just fine.
Okay. Hey, don't make your coffee at home this morning.
Yeah, we're going to share where you can get a cup of Joe for $1, even free today.
I'll take 3. And then Super Bowl spending. We've just got some new numbers showing how much Valley cities are shelling out. And boy, this might surprise you.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Ryan O'Donnell here, just showing up to a house fire here. We've been talking a little bit about it this morning. I've got the latest details, who was inside asleep at the time, and a possible cause coming up next.
And we are now seeing a couple more freeways move into the Monday morning rush hour.
Well, we've got a beautiful sunrise for your Monday and some of the coolest temperatures we have seen in months around here. How long this gorgeous weather is going to last coming up.
Trying hard to make it right. Not long ago, before I win this fight.
You're using
All right, I'm just now posting on our Facebook page here at 3TV. What was your favorite song from 1989? Since today's forecast high is 89 degrees. So we want you guys to chime in. And our producer is playing all these songs from 89 so that we can all get really excited about this. My Prerogative was a big one.
That was a good one.
Right?
I like that one.
So I mean, 89
Yeah,
was
it's just
probably
so
one of
hard
your
to
best
remember.
years,
I was
right?
in 6th grade
Yeah.
then, so it's really hard to
No,
say
you were
back
not.
then. I don't know. It's just...
Richard Marx was really hot back then, okay?
Okay.
Paula Abdul.
Oh,
Straight
Paula
Up, that was
Abdul.
another big number
I'll
one.
take that one. That was good.
All right, there's several, and I posted the Wikipedia link if you need some ideas. But chime in. We want to hear from you guys.
I'll have to check the rock and roll list and see what was hot that year.
Okay, get back to us on it.
You were not in 6th grade, Scott Passmore, because I was in 6th grade in 1989.
April,
and you were not in my class.
Stop this little charade. We're the same age.
We're the
we went to
same
school
age.
together.
You know what?
We
It's
dated
funny.
in high school. Come on.
Okay, let's just admit it.
Now it just got weird.
That got weird quick. You know, yesterday.
Like it does every day.
This weekend was my mom's birthday, and of course she turned 29 again.
Yeah.
I'm like, how's that work when I'm 36 and you're 29,
I'm probably
Mom?
older than your mom.
I think you are, actually.
thank
No.
But that's all right.
But I had to think about it. But no.
How old's your mom?
How young is her mom?
I
is the
guess
way to
you
say
would.
it.
If I say that on
you're
TV, my
right.
mother
Well,
will not.
yeah,
She's
let's
29.
She's 29. I just
let's
said.
not
Happy
even
birthday,
go
Mom.
there. That would be very dangerous.
So how's the weather today, April?
Yeah, let's just go back to the weather. It's 89 today, as you heard. Yikes. Let's talk about the current temperatures. Those are really impressive. Would you take a look at the state capitol downtown? We have dropped off to the 50s. We have not seen temperatures like this so far this season. You hear that, Scott Passmore? The 50s. 65 degrees in Papago. Nothing. No reference to age at all. 66 in Scottsdale this morning. 61 in Tempe. Gosh, you got to get out and enjoy these temperatures. Finally, a break from the heat. 61 in Avondale, 62 in Ahwatukee, and 60 in Anthem, 64 in Queen Creek, and 60 at Litchfield Park. 82 by lunchtime today, and you guessed it, a nice high of 89 degrees this afternoon. Lots of sunshine, no more rain. Get out and enjoy it, Gina. Roll down the window today.
I've known you for many years. I didn't know you and Scott dated in high school. Wow.
High school.
That's
Neither did I, as it turns out.
interesting. All right. Hey, you know, we're moving into the rush hour. I'm just going to take a hard left turn here and talk about the traffic. The Loop 101 through the north part of town has moved into the rush hour. You're going to see some congestion back in Glendale around 67th Avenue, but the slowest part of that commute, I-17 over to Cave Creek. I-17 itself, not the thick of the rush hour just yet, but also to congestion anywhere from Cactus down to Bethany Home Road.
Well, we have some breaking news out of Peoria we want to get to. This is from Chopper 3, a garage fire at a home near Deer Valley and 86th Avenue.
Ryan O'Donnell is there with the very latest. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, I can tell you right now, the fire is out behind us. The firefighter's just going up there, popping holes in the rooftop there just to making sure that all the fire is out when it gets up into the attic at this point. Now, what Peoria Fire is telling me happened here, as we do get some more aerial shots, you get a better look of that garage. It is believed to have started in the garage and, for the most part, contained itself inside. Now, the damage that made its way into the house, what the firefighters are telling us, basically just kind of your smoke and water. At this time, they're not sure what caused the fire, but it was around 5 o'clock this morning when they got the call from neighbors saying that their neighbor's home was on fire. Now, one of the neighbors came over, pounded on the door, and got a family of 4 up and out of the house. I'm told husband and wife, and then 2 teenage daughters that were inside asleep at the time. I'm told nobody is hurt, which is great news, and no pets as of right now. They're not sure if they even have any pets inside. So one key note that when I was talking with the captain out here with the fire department, being that the fire was contained inside this garage, he said the best thing that the homeowners did when they found out the fire was in the garage was they didn't open that garage door. They say under fire code with the garage doors and garage walls and such, by not opening up the door, that kept the fire in the garage, and it gives the firefighters some time to get in there and put it out. He says if the homeowners had opened up the garage door, it would have possibly allowed that fire to creep into the rest of the house, and he said they would have had a much bigger fire to have to put out this morning. So great tip, something I haven't heard of before, is if you're ever in a situation like this, don't go and check and look at the fire in your garage. close it, get out, let the fire department handle it. Also, 3 vehicles did catch fire as well, 1 inside, 2 on the outside. But again, the good news with all this is nobody got hurt. Scott,
that's a bad one.
No
Thanks,
kidding.
Ryan.
You know, the cleanup is still underway after this weekend's massive storm.
Yeah, power lines still down. Trees snapped in half. One of the hardest hit areas, 59th Avenue and Greenway. Power was knocked out to a lot of that area. And Linda Workinger says she was inside her home when this monster storm hit.
The wind picked up and the rain just started pouring and you couldn't even see out the windows.
And she says that rain was hitting the windows so hard she couldn't even hear a big 43-year-old tree come crashing down under a block wall and into the street. APS says it could be tomorrow before the power is fully restored.
6:36 now. Traffic lights twisted across the valley. Take a look at this. This is right there at Indian School and 3rd Avenue. You may have seen it this weekend. The wind spinning that pole almost entirely around. The lights are almost hitting those power lines next to them. The bottom of the pole there, as you can see, almost lifted out of the ground at one point during that storm. Let's take you to West Phoenix now. One family working to pick up the pieces after the storm blew their grandmother's roof off and the rain collapsed her ceiling.
I'm okay. I feel fine. Thank God I didn't get hurt or anything. The only thing is my heart is hurting because of all that's happened.
That's 75-year-old Enriqueta Villanegro, and she was home when the storm tore through her house at 41st Avenue and Encanto. Her dog Max trapped under all of that debris, but she managed to rescue him. The damage comes just a few months after Habitat for Humanity in the city finished repairing her home, where she's lived more than 2 decades.
Well, the entire valley pretty much took a beating. Over on the west side, the wind not only knocked down power poles, but also trees and limbs scattered on several main streets. And check out this tree that fell onto the house near 59th Avenue in Peoria. The homeowner says she was actually across the street at her grandmother's house when all of a sudden she saw this big tree start to topple over and then realized it was going to land right on top of her home. You can see how that tree fell onto the roof, and there also is water inside because the branch put a nice little hole right through that roof.
I'm racing over here and I see this and I didn't know what else to do. It went right through my house, and it got all the walls are completely soaked. The house is flooded underneath. This is just what I came to, and I don't know what I'm gonna do.
That is really a bummer. The Red Cross is helping Samantha right now since it's going to take a while to clean up from the storm.
Well, a Scottsdale restaurant that appeared on Kitchen Nightmares and Dr. Phil back in the headlines this morning. Yeah, that video recorded Saturday of the owner there at Amy's Baking Company, Sammy Buzgallo, allegedly waving a knife around, threatening to kill a customer. Amy's restaurant telling TMZ, well, that he was holding a pen, not a knife.
Well, sheriffs from all over the country headed to the Valley in 2021. The Maricopa County Sheriff's Office has been selected to host the National Sheriff's Association Conference. It'll be the second time it will be here. The conference expected to bring nearly $6 million in tourism revenue. Phoenix hosted the conference back in 1998 as well. Pima County officials say the number of deaths of folks trying to cross the border is actually down from previous years. Pima County Medical Examiners, one of the busiest offices in the entire country for border crosser deaths. And they say they've found fewer remains this year, and the rate of deaths is also lower.
Well, Republican Doug Ducey and Democrat Fred Duval are set to debate tonight for the 4th time. As they seek to replace Arizona Governor Jan Brewer, they will be joined by the Libertarian and Americans Elect Party candidates. The debate will be broadcast at 5 p.m. on PBS Channel 8. Arizona Horizon host Ted Simons will moderate the 1-hour debate, which is closed to the public.
Glendale might be spending the big bucks to host the Super Bowl. The city projected to spend more than $2 million on the big game, but neighboring towns say they just don't have it in their budget. Peoria plans to spend $65,000. Surprise will shell out $50,000 on small-scale events such as a 10K race, a sports health event, and an NFL celebrity football game, which which sounds like a lot of fun.
Just gives you an
and
idea.
And of course, the Cardinals, one of only 2 unbeaten left.
Yeah, which is exciting.
So we will be there.
We believe, for sure. Yes, we do. Yeah. Rush hour just getting started, and gosh, it started early in the East Valley.
Yeah, Gina's watching that, and she'll bring us an update in just about 2 minutes.
And I'm Heidi Goitia. It is National Coffee Day, but before you grab your cup of joe, I want you to stick around. I'm going to tell you where you can get a cup for just $1, and it's going to a very good cause. We'll be right back.
All right, nice hot cup of coffee feels good on a cool morning like this. Clear skies, temperatures in some valley spots in the 50s this morning. Can you believe it? How long this change is going to last? Coming up.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me, mirror, what is wrong? Can it be my daylight clothes or is it just my daylight song? What I do ain't
Good morning, Arizona. A little De La Soul on this Monday morning. You know it's going to be 89 degrees today, so we're playing songs from 1989. It's 6:44. We have seen an early start to the rush hour in the East Valley. This is a live look at the I-10. These folks rolling up towards that US 60 transition. In fact, let me go ahead and show you the sensors in that area. Average speeds have dropped into the 20s. You're going to see slow and go conditions through Ahwatukee, starting back at Ray Road and continuing up through that Broadway curve. The US 60 has also hit its stride with regards to the rush hour. Slowing starts for you back at Stapley, continues in through Tempe. 101 northbound, not too bad though. You are going to see a tap of the brake lights right around McKellips. If I push you a little further north on that 101, northbound at India and Bed, we do have a crash there, so watch out for that as you head into Scottsdale. The 101 on the west side of town, a second accident here, also on the northbound side. This one is at Peoria. Let's round things out by talking about Greenway and 59th Avenue. Boy, Have you been through that general area? Actually, you're not going to get through because the intersection is shut down because of down wires. Let me show you a live shot in just a second here. Hang with me. But let's first talk about the alternates. Move up to Bell Road, Thunderbird, 51st Avenue, 67th Avenue would work to get around the mess there. And you can see why we are recommending alternates. The intersection is shut down, expected to be closed through the day today. In April, my goodness, that storm on Saturday, you know, this whole monsoon season has been remarkable.
It has. It's crazy because it's been remarkable, but really on just a couple of days where we got either a ton of rain or in this case a lot of rain and also some very strong winds. We had 60 and 70 mile an hour wind gusts, even at places like Sky Harbor and also in spots like Glendale and the north side of town. But it was pretty widespread, the storm damage that we saw as a squall line of storms rolled through Saturday afternoon. And then we got another round after that. This morning, clear skies, not even a cloud left in the sky here in the deserts of the state. It's a beautiful sunrise. But let's talk about how much rain we did get. We got about 1.5 inches during the day on Saturday. So here's where we are, if you can believe this, on our monsoon total, because the monsoon is over after tomorrow, but we don't have any more rain in your forecast today or tomorrow. So 6 1/3 inches. Our monsoon, usually we average for June, July, August, and September, 2.71 inches. Yeah, we ended up well above that. And in fact, since January 1st, we're now at more than 7 inches. We usually average just over 8 inches for the entire year. So this monsoon really did catch us up on our year to date as we went into the summer pretty dry. 67 degrees right now. Again, we have no more rain out there this morning. We have some moisture still in the air, 81% relative humidity and a 61-degree dew point. But these are numbers that are going to start dropping. We're looking at some drier air pushing into the state. And again, a quiet day for the valley. However, as you can see from Doppler 360, we've still got some lingering showers holding on across far northern portions of Arizona. The tail end of this broader area of low pressure is swinging by to our north. You can see it right here as it spins counterclockwise, kind of brushing the northern portion of our state today. After today, this is going to move on out. Drier air moves in from the west, and high pressure sitting off to our west is actually going to slide our way toward the end of this week, and that is going to warm us up. In the meantime, as we go through your futurecast for today, we're going to see very little activity today, mainly just in the northern portion of the state, if we see that at all after the next couple of hours. Lots of sunshine for today, and that's going to be the case again as we head into tomorrow. Futurecast will pause us again tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. Lots of sunshine. The storm track is going to stay to our north for the next couple of days with that drier air keeping our atmosphere very stable. The monsoon, it's over after tomorrow, and as we head into October on Wednesday, more sunshine and a little bit warmer. 89 for today. Probably going to be our coolest day of the work week. Sunshine, pretty nice out there. Overnight tonight, we're going to cool it off again. Although our afternoons are going to get warmer throughout this week, our overnight lows are only going to come up a little bit. It's still going to stay nice and cool out there. Overnight lows mainly in the 60s. Tomorrow afternoon, 91 degrees. We'll take it to about 93 by the middle of this week. We're looking at upper 90s by the weekend, but lots of sunshine. And again, overnight lows still in the 60s to low 70s.
April, thank you.
Hey, it's National Coffee Day, if you didn't know that, and one local business is celebrating by selling coffee for a good cause.
Oh, yeah. Heidi is at the Refuge. She's showing us around and sharing more. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys, and happy National Coffee Day to you. A lot of people, of course, just do not leave their house without their cup of joe in the morning, but I want you to leave without it this morning and come on down to the Refuge where you can get 1 cup of coffee for just $1, and it's any size you want. So if you're really needing that big Monday morning pick-me-up, you can get the large for $1. They're doing this for a couple of reasons. First of all, because it is National Coffee Day, but also because all the money you spend here goes to a really good cause. Clifton is with the Catholic Charities. Explain to me how the Refuge works. Good morning.
The Refuge Cafe is a social enterprise of Catholic Charities, which means that all the proceeds of this for-profit cafe go to benefit local community programs.
Yeah, and the Catholic Charities, you support a lot of different causes, so regardless of what folks at home are passionate about, there's a good chance that the money they spend here is going to help out those causes. Give me some examples of where the money goes.
Exactly. Catholic Charities is an 80-year nonprofit. We do services from My Sister's Place in the East Valley, which is a domestic violence shelter, to Head Start in the West Valley, to working with homeless veterans in our apartments. We have a whole range of services. We also do things like parents as teachers and Northrise, which is up.
Yeah. You guys really have a huge span of organizations that you support. So you guys are offering a couple of good deals today. We've already talked about the dollar coffee, but then if folks want to brew at home, they want to come by, they can get this coffee. And this is really good coffee. And you guys normally sell it for $10 a bag. Tell me about the deal you're offering here today.
Sure, Cafe Esperanza is a private label coffee. We're selling 3 for $25. Again, all the proceeds of selling this coffee go towards these local community programs.
All right, you guys have had great success so far. You guys have been around for about a year. What's the response you've had here in the neighborhood?
We're really excited. The neighborhood supports us. We get a lot of our regulars in, a lot of business people coming from downtown. We don't just sell coffee, we do wine and beer in the evenings. We have happy hours starting at 3. We sell food too.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that coming up in just a little bit because they're not just a coffee house. They have a lot of different adult beverages and a great menu of food. And again, come down today for National Coffee Day. We're at the Refuge just off of 7th Avenue in Highland. You can get your dollar drip coffee for National Coffee Day, guys.
Well,
Doesn't that look
thank you.
good?
How beautiful.
That's pretty.
Artistes out there. Hey, also getting in on the celebration and the action here, Dunkin' Donuts. They have really good coffee. And today, you
They
can
do?
get
I
a
just-
free
I
medium
just eat
cup.
their donuts.
They're good too.
Man, they have great glazed donuts.
Yeah, so true. And the little donut holes, they're really yummy too. You can get a hot or iced dark roast coffee for free, and that's one of their newest blends. We have a check on your morning's top stories right after this short break.
Yeah, including jury selection getting underway in the penalty phase retrial for Jodi Arias.
.54 as we take a look at your morning's top stories. Jury selection begins today for the retrial of Jodi Arias' penalty phase. Legal experts say it could be a very long process. The second jury will determine if she will get life in prison or the death penalty. The original jury found her guilty of killing her ex-boyfriend, Travis Alexander. They could not agree, though, on her punishment.
The Santan Valley man, a young man already accused of sexually assaulting more than a dozen girls, will be indicted on another charge. Tyler Cost heads to court this morning for a third indictment. The 18-year-old already facing 30 charges of sexual misconduct with several minors.
A 1-year-old girl fighting for her life right now after she was found floating in her family's pool at a home in Mesa near Guadalupe and Dobson. Mesa fire crews telling us the girl's mother was home with 2 other children, all under the age of 5, and lost track of the 20-month-old. The family started CPR. The girl was rushed to the hospital in critical condition.
And MCSO deputies investigating after a man is found dead in the desert. Deputies say they received a call about a naked body. They found the body near the interstate in Gila Bend. Right now, deputies think the hot weather could be to blame for that. The man's name has not been released.
A Scottsdale restaurant back in the headlines this morning. Video recorded Saturday of the owner at Amy's Baking Company, that's Sammy Buzgallo, allegedly waving a knife around and threatening to kill a customer. Amy's restaurant tells TMZ he was actually holding a pen, not a knife.
And a look at your Monday forecast. Very mild today. Lots of sunshine. We'll stay dry with a high of 89.
All right, Eastsiders, let me help you plan your commute as you head out the door this morning from Ray Road in through downtown Phoenix on the I-10. It's registering as a 19-minute ride. Look at the sensors, though, at Ray Road. 18 miles an hour for your average speeds in that area.
Our 7 o'clock hour of Good Morning Arizona just 2 minutes away. You know, Arizona home to lots of bars and watering holes, but which place takes the spot as the oldest in the state?
Oh, this will be fun. And then one dog owner needed to know how the family dog was getting out of the house. Well, now, video from the stakeout cam of the pup's escape plan is going viral.
Oh, also, as we head to break, beautiful shot outside of the valley in Camelback Mountain on this Monday morning. We'll be right back with more Good Morning Arizona.
Hey, chime in on our Facebook page. We want to know what your favorite song is from 1989. Why? Well, it might have something to do with our weather forecast. We'll be right back.